Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about make her constantly think about you. So if you want a woman to be thinking about you more when you're out on a date with her, or a woman that you're dating, then one of the best things that you can do is to make her associate positive feelings with you. So to make her feel good. And this will make her pick you out of all the other guys that she may be dating. Because if she feels more positive emotions around you, it's going to make her more drawn to you. So, one of the ways that you can make her feel good is obviously to, when you're out on a date with a woman, to have a good time, like to enjoy yourselves, to do fun things, right? And to have fun conversations and to have lots of laughter, okay? And also, you want to be steering away from any topics of conversation that are too serious, and you just kind of want to keep everything light-hearted and positive. And if you do have to say something that is negative, you got to put a positive twist on it, because a lot of us have troubles, a lot of us have things that are going on in our lives that is not great. It could be that you're dealing with any kind of like aches and pains. It could be that your job is making your life hell. It could be that someone that has got an illness and they're not doing too well. It could be that you're having financial issues. So if something does come up, like one of these more serious topics, you've got to just talk about how just put a positive twist on it. So for example, let's say that you are having money issues. You may say, yeah, I'm having a bit of financial difficulty right now, but it's making me learn so many different things about finances, about how to manage my finances, about budgeting. So I know that once I've got through this period of like being a bit in the desert when it comes to money, that I know that I'm going to be way more financially better off because of it. Because I can just see that any kind of trouble in life brings a seed of equivalent benefit. So basically what you're doing is, even though it's a topic that you don't really, it's not really that nice, you're still saying that how it's making you grow as a person. You're still talking about how it's actually going to make you better in the future, and how at the moment it's just a bit of a dark part of your life right now, but it's not, it's only a part of your life. You are going to come out the other end of it. And you're going to be better off because of the situation. So if you can put things like that when a serious topic does come up, that's way better than just sitting there being like, oh man, yeah, I'm going through like this really horrible financial difficulty right now. I don't have any money. It's just really difficult, and I'm having to stretch the pennies. Like, I'm even now on this day, I'm having to try and be as cheap as possible, and I just hate it. I just really wish I had more money. I'm in debt. All these horrible things are happening. And I'm just really scraping the pennies at the moment. That shows that you're negative, okay? And it's not going to make her feel good around you, okay? It's going to make her associate negative feelings with you, okay? And it's not about being a Pollyanna or whatever, it's just about, because usually with bad experiences that we go through, usually they do teach us a lesson, okay, that gives us a great benefit, okay, that is more beneficial to us as we've gone through it. So it's the truth anyway. Like, for example, for me, like any sort of difficulty that I've been through, whether it's been through breakups, women that rejected me, or losing loved ones, it's one of those things, that even though it was tough to go through at the time, it did teach me a lot and help me grow as a person. And if you look for it, any experience that is bad that you go through teaches you that. Okay, it eventually reveals to you what the benefits are. And it's like what Steve Jobs said in his Stanford address, for example. He said that you can only connect the dots looking back. And what that means is that everything, in a way, is sort of like divinely orchestrated. Like, all the things that happen to you are actually there and serves a purpose. And so, for example, you may be going through a heartbreak right now, or you're having trouble with women, which is probably more likely the issue if you're watching this kind of video. But because you've come across this video, it may not be my video that really helps you, but it might be someone else's video that may be like in the corner of your screen right now, where you can, or the bottom of your screen, depending on what kind of platform you're watching this on, if you're watching on a phone or on your TV or computer. But there might be another video around, there's the screen somewhere that leads you to a video that gives you the key information that you need. It might not be my videos, okay? It might be someone else's. But you're on the path, okay? And eventually you're going to find a bit of information that's going to change your life and change your world and change your viewpoint about how things are going on. And because you're seeking out information, you're way ahead than a lot of people, because a lot of people may have difficulties with women, may have difficulties in their relationships or with their exes or things like that, or have difficulties in life in general, and they just sort of like succumb to their situation. They don't look up advice videos like this one. But you're different. You're actually seeking advice, so you're way better ahead. You're already in like the 2% of people, out there who are actually willing to learn and grow. And because you've got that essence about yourself that you're willing to learn and grow, then your life is going to become better eventually. And it may be because of this video, it may be because of another video, it may be because of something else that just sort of like another kind of situation or someone that you bump into that just changes your world, changes your life. And it could even just be like just a tiny bit of knowledge and wisdom that just sort of makes things click in your brain. You're like, yeah, I'm going to try out that. I'm going to try doing that method and see if that works out for me. Something like that. But again, you can only really see these things and how things were actually meant to happen when you're looking back. You can't see it in the moment, which is why it can be really difficult when you are in that moment and you're going through a dark period. But you can say something like that. You can say something like what I've just said when you're on a date with someone, when you're on a date with a woman who, you just happen to talk about a bad thing right now. Okay, so let's say you happen to talk about a bad thing. You can say, well, you know what Steve Jobs said in his Stanford address. You can only connect the dots looking back. I'm going through a tough time right now, but I'm sure in the future it's going to make sense one day. It's just putting that positive twist on it, you see? So another way that you can make her constantly think about you and wonder about you, especially after the date, is when you're on the date, be more laid back. Don't be too intense, okay? Just keep things lighthearted and playful. Be more laid back as well, as in don't be trying too hard to escalate things physically. Don't be trying too hard to make her, trying to prove yourself so she wants to be in a relationship with you. Just have a laid back approach and enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Okay, just focus more on having a good time than getting the woman that you're on a date with into bed or have a relationship with you. Just focus on having fun and enjoying yourself and getting her to enjoy herself so you can have a fun experience with another human being. Because things may not work out. You may go on a date with a woman and it doesn't work out. That's fine. But at least you've had the opportunity then to meet another human being, to have a laugh, to have a joke, to uplift each other. And that's kind of like what you got to. That's kind of like the vision that you got to have when you go on a date. You got to think like that. You got to think in terms of how I just said 20 seconds ago. Okay, so another way that you can make a woman think about you more constantly is if you're more mysterious. Now I talk about this all the time, but don't be DMing her 24/7 when you're not together. You don't need to do that. All you need to do is like what Corey Wayne says, and that just use the phone for setting up dates. You don't need to be messaging each other constantly. Now it's okay, obviously, if she reaches out to you and she's like, hey, how are you? You'd be like, yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing well. Just have a little conversation and then sort of cut it short. And be like, well, you know what, I'm happy to, let's go on another date. Or if you've already arranged a date, you could say, oh, I can't wait to see you on Saturday when we've got a date planned, Or you could be, you're using it to set up the other date. She may reach out to you and be like, oh, great, then how about we meet up again? Let's meet up on Saturday again, or let's see each other on Wednesday, or you ask her when she's available, and then she'll tell you, oh, yeah, I'm free Tuesday, Wednesday. You're like, great, I'll see you on Tuesday evening. How about we do that? How about we meet at this restaurant this time? And you're like, yeah, great. You want to get things going, right? So, and but also you want to keep the conversation short, okay? So another way to be mysterious is you don't want to reveal everything about yourself when you're on a date, okay? You don't need to sit there and just talk about yourself for hours and hours and hours. What you want to do is you want to get her to fish the information out of you. And that's one of the ways you can actually test her interest as well. So let's say you ask her a question about where she grew up, for example. Classic sort of example. And she tells you, but she doesn't ask about you, and then maybe you go into another conversation about her favourite music, about her favourite movies, but she's never asking or inquiring about you or reverting the conversation back to you. Now you got to think about that. So, okay, well, she's sitting there talking about herself, and I don't mind, her talking. It's probably better that she's doing most of the talking, which usually it is. If she's doing most of the talking, that's great. But if she's not inquiring about you at all, and she's not asking about you at all, then you got to think about that. Okay, you got to think, okay, is this woman actually interested in me, or does she just like to sit and talk about herself? It's one of those things, okay? So even though she may be talking most of the time, because women do tend to talk a lot more than men do, there was like a study done about like women say, like they had like a word count of how many words a woman says in a day and how much a man says in a day, and like the difference is like staggering. For a man it's like 6,000, and for a woman it was like into the tens of thousands or something like that. I can't exactly remember what the figures were, but women talk more in general anyway. Okay, so that is probably just going to happen naturally on a date with a woman regardless, okay? But she should be every so often asking you about yourself as well. So, but if she isn't, you got to pay attention to that, okay? So, yeah, you do that, and you just, when you're not together, when you're not dating each other, don't be constantly in her DMs, because more than likely, if she's very beautiful, she's got guys that are in her DMs all the time. She gets guys who are strangers on the internet. She's got guys that maybe wanted to date her in the past, maybe guys she went to school with that are still trying to get her attention. She's got all these guys constantly in contact with her that are DMing her all the time. But you're the one that's not doing that. You're the one that's looking more mysterious and being different. And that mystery, it turns women on. And if you'd like more tips like the ones that I described in this video, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com and you can read my book, Attracting the Beautiful Woman of Your Dreams. You can read it for free on the website. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to log in. It's just right there as a PDF reader. You can also get a physical copy on Amazon with a nice discreet spine so it looks good on your bookshelf. No one can tell that you've got a dating book. And you can also get the Kindle version as well, so you can hide it discreetly on your phone and in your Kindle library. And if you'd like to get in touch with me personally and you'd like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com also, and you can click on the coaching option which works best for you at this current time. And I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.